on a scorched horizon, like a wall withstand. Arizona roaring, rising from the scalded sand. The cries of a dead world, calling out in pain. Red skies on the desert, all the blood in a ranger's veins. Static on a distant signal, gonna fade to wind. Iron in my blistered fingers, leather made my skin. The cries of a dead world, calling out in pain. Red skies on the desert, all the blood in a ranger's veins. Scorpion tails and southpaw blues, prophets of doom, they spread bad news. Scorpion tails and southpaw blues, prophets of doom, they spread bad news. Got no code of honor that I'm fighting for. A civil war.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 1 between Hots Chats and FC Hong Kong. My name is Raka, and I'm joined tonight by...
Born to Shine.
If you don't know, and first of all, you should know, but Born to Shine is actually my captain on my Hots team, so she's very, very important. I have to listen to her, at least during game times. But now I'm the caster. You're in my house.
Yep, you're in charge now. I'm just along for the ride.
We are going to be starting off on Garden of Terror. That was a decision by Hots Chats. We did go ahead and have some bans came out. FC Hong Kong decided they hate fun and banned out Braxis and Volskaya. Hots Chats did get rid of Sky Temple and Tomb of the Spider Queen, which, fun fact, actually, are the same map. Sky Temple is canonically just right above Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did not know that. I was just happy Braxis got banned because, you know, that's always my first map ban when we play.
It is. I was really hoping we'd play Braxis so we would have an excuse to talk about it. And then Braxis got banned. I'm like, I wouldn't use the fact that Braxis got banned as an excuse to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it either way. Dang it.
So here we are on to the first ban. And, oh, that must look familiar to you.
Yeah, sadly. I mean, as much, you know, I'm Brightwing main, but I'm used to seeing her banned, whether in NGS matches, Storm League, you know.
And Cap,
no one wants us Brightwing players to have fun.
You are the captain. You literally put it in your name. You can't be like, oh, I guess you're not. I'm not your captain. No, you're the captain.
Stukov ban as well. Healer's
it's
getting
right
unfairly targeted lately, by the way. I've seen that in a lot of games.
Well, here's the thing. You know how whenever anything goes wrong, it's the healer's fault? That necessarily means to win, you have to ban out the healer?
Listen, we don't do anything. We like to blame the DPS players.
We do have a Samuro ban out. I am definitely all about that Samuro ban. Samuro is a stupid hero. Yes, I said it.
And he's such a pain on this map with all the camps that you can take and everything. And the Joe and Brightwing are two most meta bans.
I stand ready.
Okay, and we do gotta have Splendid Daddy doing his best GIF impression.
Mm-hmm. Insta-locking that Vala first pick.
So, Vala definitely is. Vala is a feast or famine hero. Now, I will say, I do like the early pick into Vala, especially with Johanna banned out. Because I do think Johanna is probably the biggest frustration for Vala. Not that Johanna kills Vala, but it's just the flashlight makes the most popular Vala build really, really, really jerky. I do have Mimius coming out with the Anduin, because it's like, well, darn it, 2 healers are gone. Let me go and grab this before the ban phase.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're kind of seeing, like, you know, the top 3 essentially healers here right now. Brightwing, Stukov, Anduin are probably the strongest at the moment, so, you know, I'm not surprised we see Anduin.
No, I'm not either. I would not be surprised if we see either Rhaegar or Deckard here. I feel like they're the next string.
Mm-hmm. I actually really like Rhaegar on Garden of Terror because he can provide extra damage on the camps, so, you know, I think that would be a good choice, you know, to see FC Hong Kong pick up here.
Now, here's something actually that I don't like. We've got FC Hong Kong taking both of their DPS early on. I feel like whenever you telegraph exactly what your DPS are, it becomes a lot easier to counter, pick into a strategy that will shut those down. Because, like, obviously, Sonya can contribute DPS, but when you know exactly what their engage is going to look like, you can be like, oh, okay. Like, for example, if I was playing Hot Chats right now, I'd be like, well, we need to draft Dive. We need to get in there because both of those heroes are made of paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams usually save at least one of their DPS for afterwards. That way, too, you can counter anything else the other team picks in their draft as well. You know, you're not telegraphing your own stuff and you're saving a potential counter for the other team. But, you know, maybe they have something else in mind. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, Captain getting hit by the 30-second delay with being like, oh, they should take Garage. And meanwhile, we're sitting here like, Garage is banned, but yeah, the delay, I get it. We do have Gul'dan coming out, Gul'Daniel. I will have you know I cannot say his name without saying Gul'Daniel. It's her fault.
I'm sorry. It's just how it is. I'm really formal with him because I don't want him to, use any of his evil powers on me.
Respectful, but also keeping at a distance.
Respectfully, Daniel.
Our world is worth fighting for.
I will fight to my
There's the
last breath.
Rhaegar pick, just like we had mentioned, and like the captain predicted in chat. So May and Rhaegar, last picks over there. Tychus.
Oh, that's interesting. Tychus definitely does give May a little bit of a hard time, but of course you can take that pack snowball talent to blind Tychus. So if you but that does mean you can't use your Q until Tychus uses his D. So
Yeah. So. And they did Hot Chads did what we were talking about earlier. They saved one of their DPS picks for the very end so they could counter what FC Hong Kong had picked. But ready to go into game 1 here.
Yep, going into Garden of Terror, we will go and disappear, and let me go in and get the Gamba up. Tell me who you think is going to win, put your money where your mouth is, and get all kinds of amazing channel snickerdoodles that, I will be honest, do not taste nearly as well as actual snickerdoodles. I'm a fraud.
We do see FC Hong Kong with the portrait synergy. I'm going to throw that one out there. Always, a very strong piece of
That is true.
your gameplay.
Like, there's not even anything I can say for Hot Chads. Like, I was like, oh, is it all like, really well-known Chad characters? But you've got Taronda up there, and I don't think Taronda qualifies as a Chad.
Yeah, I don't quite think so. But they've got several Carbot portraits going on, so we're gonna go with Carbot theme. That's what I'm sticking to.
Begins shortly, heroes.
All right, starting up, I'll go ahead and introduce the Hot Chads, and I'll turn it over to you for FC Hong Kong. So we do go and have Codename Zero coming out on the big bad man Tychus. Mimia's going to come out in the lad Anduin. We do have Muradin being played by Eliel. Rat Bass Toad. I always want to say Rat Bass Toad. I promise I will do it at least once during this thing. We'll be playing Gul'dan. And then Blaze, the best character, will be played by Moidar.
5, 4.
And for FC Hong Kong, we've got Jay Tizzle on the Rhaegar, Splenda Daddy on Vala, Calarix on Tassadar, Alan Hicks on the May, and Geo on Sonya.
I do have to say, I really, really, really like. It's very telling because we've got a little bit. We'll see if this actually does anything. A lot of damage already onto Eliel. Eliel is getting cannonballed to the face. They don't have anyone to actually shut off these defenses. And here goes everything else.
Yep, backing out, taking a little bit of damage. Lyle better be careful. Dwarf pops right out of May's stuff right at the last second. I always forget what her root is called, so it's just gonna be May's stuff, May's circle from me. For
I
the
think
whole
it's
game.
I think it's just the Blizzard, which is confusing because we already have a Blizzard in Jaina. But surprise,
here.
surprise, Blizzard Entertainment really likes abilities named Blizzard.
And we do see the Gambit talent coming out from Vala, so she's down there trying to get some early stacks in before everybody splits to get camps and soak lanes.
Well, as you say that, she's going to go get camps. That is the one thing that is a bit more unfortunate. Because I do know the one, because they banned Samuro very early on, but when I'm playing Vala and I take Gambit talent, I freaking love enemy Samuros. They're the best
yeah.
ever.
Samuro, Lost Vikings, anything that puts extra bodies on the map so that you can get those stacks in.
Well, Samuro's even better because the clones just run forward. Like, they...
They don't even try to avoid those stacks.
So both teams are doing a really good job of moving out and actually going ahead and picking up these camps. Very aggressive camp timings. We do actually see the Codename Zero does pick that up a little bit early. I've always been recommended to wait until the point spawns before you take the camp opposite it. So right now is when I would get this, although I do have to say there's no one actually up there from the red team in order to, we do have Sonya moving up there now. And I was just saying they could clean this camp up and then move down and still be there in time. But maybe not if they're just now getting up there.
Yeah, I think if Geo had been in lane already, it may have been a little bit early on the camp timing, but it's okay for right now, I think. And you know, we might just have Blaze and Sonya skipping this objective and staying up there, you know, leaving the rest of their teams for a 4v4.
Gather it, would you? I would so hate for you to not be the first
And
to
we
harm
see
me.
FC Hong Kong already in an early position for this seed. It is on their side of the map, so that does make it easy. The last minute interrupt from Tychus, though, throwing that grenade.
Moving into, I don't think there's another interrupt though, and we do have the seed picked up by FC Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's just first seed, and it was on their side of the map, so, you know, I like that Hots Chads didn't push in too much here. Tychus was a little bit on an island, but made it out okay.
It does look like we've actually got Geo double soaking, whereas I'm not sure Blaze is keeping up with it quite as well. Blaze was up there in the top lane for a while and looked like they're actually pushing in for a bit. And they're like, oh, double soak?
Yeah, both teams are about even XP right now, you know, gonna hit 7 roughly the same time, so we haven't seen like a super big XP lead quite yet. But it is interesting that both offlaners are now double soaking, because usually this map, you see a 1-3-1 split here just because of how big it is and how long rotations take.
Yeah, I'm not sure that either of these heroes can actually fully double soak, especially now if it shows up. And especially if not if somebody stops to help with camps. Although, as we say that, May did actually come up and be like, yeah, they're not going to get this done. So Alan Hicks will stand here and go ahead and get this middle soak.
Grab that soak, yeah.
Follow down here, there's a big push happening in the bottom lane. It is backed up by a spell shield protected group of friends, but here comes down FC Hong Kong in order to do something about it.
Yeah, it looks like they might actually be giving this seed in favor of defending bot. Lyle almost not making it out of there, but Murden jumping at the last second like we saw earlier. And now we see Hotstrads getting this seed pretty much uncontested. So it is 1-1 now.
4 little Lasher minions were the only things protecting that seed. No one from the red team. Or the orange team if you're watching the stream, which I think I should probably say the orange team because Border's the only one that sees them as red.
Better to confuse just me than the entire stream.
So we do gotta have, I do like this back and forth where they're like, okay, well you went up, got the seed, we're gonna now push your stuff down, and it's almost even, there is still one tower up, but otherwise bottom lane is dead to rights.
Yeah, both of these teams seem to be prioritizing bot lane, leaving their offlaners to soak mid and top, which, you know, it's an interesting strategy on this map. I usually don't see that just because, again, how big it is, but both of them for some reason deciding that bot lane is the lane to push here.
I wonder if they think they're on Dragonshire.
I mean, they are, you know, in the same, like, realm, aren't they? Just like Sky Temple and Tomb of the Spider Queen are
I
the same?
think so. Here, wait. Let me try and help them out.
Ooh, Tychus getting chased down in bot lane by the members of FC Hong Kong, but it basically he was, you know, an excellent distraction. At least allowed Hotstrads to get another seed uncontested, pretty much. So it's now 2-1 in favor of Hotstrads for the objective. If they get the next one uncontested, they will get objective.
Yep, we'll be able to see the Dragon Knight come out.
My husband is dead.
I had to.
Yeah. Both teams still kind of hanging around in bot. Sonya's rotating down, though, to turn this 4v4 into a 5v4.
And we do, of course, have, yep, I was just going to say, now there is the light bomb to counteract the lead. A lot of damage going through, but we have our first blood as Murden goes down. No dwarf leap to help him out that time. And we do have the black hole coming down. A lot of damage going through. Rapastoda are going to have nowhere to go. Here comes Moidar coming from the top, being like, hey, I'm an offlaner too. I can show up in this fight. But Moidar may be regretting that decision as we have a third kill for FC Hong Kong right as the seed is about to spawn.
So I mean, death timers are still fairly short at this point, so with enough, you know, interrupting, they could try and take this if they wanted to take this fight, Hotstrads. But, you know, a second seed on the part of FC Hong Kong doesn't get them objective, so, you know, Hotstrads might just decide to give this and, you know, try and recover a little bit of soak and XP.
Well, I do have to
Attempting to re-engage.
Yeah, I do have to ask something. Is there like a bottom lane boss that I just don't know about? Because these teams are so obsessed with bottom lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Just chilling.
it legitimately feels like playing like Warhead, and there's just so much attention to the top lane because that's boss lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it looks like FC Hong Kong moving around again, potentially for another engage onto Hots Chads. So there's we do see the Ice Wall come out, Follow popping around trying to get some stacks, but it's 3v4, Rhaegar's on the way, and we see the Light Bomb come out again.
Oh, beautiful black hole coming out.
Wonderful. Murden's stuck in a bad spot again. Tychus also a little far forward, but manages to get the Tassadar. Murden able to tap and come back in for the re-engage. May's health getting low now. Bunker by Mudar.
Okay, I do have to correct you slightly. The Tassadar got Tychus. Tychus did not get Tassadar.
Oh, did I flip-flop those around? My mistake.
I can just imagine somebody that's like tabbed out and just comes back and like, wait, what?
Huh?
To be fair, they are StarCraft heroes. They both have T names, so it's very, very easy. We are moving back and forth. Oh, it looks like, okay, we do have Tassar getting the interrupt, but with Vala having gone down towards the end of that fight, it is difficult for FC to really move in. But Vala is back up.
She is. Did lose a little bit of the Gambit value, up to 97 stacks right now. Both teams,
down
this
to
is objective for them.
Down to 20% bonus attack speed, down from 25. We do have the Ice Wall comes out, catches somebody.
Caught Sonya. Sonya able to leap out though, and then kind of turn around and re-engage. Tychus taking the Sonya out, and even though both the Blaze and the Murden on the side of Hotschads got low, you know, frontline able to last through that fight and secure the first objective for Hotschads.
Now here's the thing to keep in mind. I don't know how current these cities are, but I know at one point they did a testing, and they did say that Garden of Terror is the map where you have the highest chance to win if you get the first objective.
Interesting.
It's something like a 62% chance.
Okay.
And I think it's just because the plant terrors will end up pushing so hard. It is not unusual for all 3 lanes to go down, or 2 or 3 lanes to go down. So even when you like counter push right after, your terrors have to move through a lot more of the lane than theirs did.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, we do see it does look like, as of right now, all 3 forts are going to go down for FC Hong Kong. Yep. So yeah, those terrors did get through the first 3 structures already. So that's a pretty good push for first objective. And Hotschads are now up an entire level.
Yep.
Blaze trying to engage on the Sonya, the Light Bomb, and the Mei root coming out. But I think Sonya's able to make it out here thanks to the wall still being up.
And that's actually a lot of ults committed for a Sonya they did not get. There's a lot of ults able to re-engage, all of them except for Vala's. Vala's going to come up in just about 5 seconds. But there is a disengage. We do have Hotschads realize this is not a place they want to be. They realize what they're potentially running into. But they don't actually leave the area.
Ults are still up, but yeah, they're sticking around on these camps, and I don't know how I feel about that choice because they're still pretty much in the same situation they were. Yup, and down goes the Murd, and underneath FC Hong Kong's towers. You know, they're on these camps, they're on their side of the map, and that Fast Toad, also surrounded by 3 members of FC Hong Kong, does go down as well, and they are chasing hard.
It looks like they don't have the same Gul'dan respect policy that you do.
No.
Lyle trying to get away. It does have an Avatar Murden, so it does have extra health pool trying to stay in there. And nice. Okay, that was very well coordinated. For a split second when I saw Tassar, I was like, Tassar is going to hold them back, but then you did have the Dwarf Hop in order to get over it.
We've seen that multiple times. Murden saving his Dwarf Hop for the best moments, using it as an escape. He's been able to wiggle his way out of quite a few sticky situations here. And now FC Hong Kong is pushed onto Hotschad's side of the map and said, well, you try to take our camps, we're going to take yours. But they are losing their top keep in the process because they didn't clear out that Bruiser camp before they invaded the other side of the map. Hotshads are about to hit level 16 here really soon too, so I don't know that FC Hong Kong wants to stick around now that they're down 1 keep and about to be down a level as well.
Though granted, this is a terror for them, although Gio does miss with the leap in. Now Munoz in trouble is Anduin in the back line. It looks like they're not actually prioritizing Anduin, even though I think they could have killed him. There goes the Tassar, but it is straight out for the Mirrodin. Blaze comes out with the Siege Bunker. Best bunker.
Rhaegar getting chased down, manages to stay alive though.
So this is an advantage right now for FC Hong Kong. They do have Rhaegar up still. And this will be but yeah, that top lane, Terra is going to spawn at the core. Like it's to have so far to go.
They're not going to get much value there. I mean, it was impressive that they won that fight down 16s, you know, the 2-for-1 trade as far as kills go. But, you know, again, not much value top lane. That Terror is spawning at their core. It looks like they're choosing to push mid because even bot lane spawned fairly far back. So mid is probably their best option as far as getting some push and some map pressure going.
Yeah, definitely will be moving in here. There is the stun from Moinar. I want to. Are you supposed to pronounce that like murder?
I am honestly not sure. Maybe we'll get a correction after this game.
I feel bad because I've played with her in the past. So I feel like I should know this. We do go in after Rhaegar with the Ancestral Healing coming down. Not self-ancestral, so not the best one, but you know, it's still pretty effective.
Still a pretty effective Ancestral, absolutely saving Mei, giving back her health. And we see the Terrors in the other two lanes finally making it to the forts. Bot might go down because it's been, you know, uncontested up till now. Ooh, Tesla takes out Tychus. That's two more down on the sides of Pots Chads. And even though
heroic Anduin up here being like, I will save this fort.
Yeah. Yeah, Anduin versus Sonya is not usually a matchup you see. But Geo does back out. Mid does go down, and I don't know, they might still lose top in this as well. It might be an even trade as far as structures and objectives go.
To be fair, that was not Anduin versus Sonya. That was Sonya versus Anduin and his cannon.
So what you're saying was an unfair fight because it was 2v1.
Very much so. I hate unfair fights except when it's me and Misha.
That's because Misha's the best girl. Now we see FC Hong Kong getting aggressive themselves. You know, they've built up that map pressure again, and even though, you know, that was they got the objective second, they were able to get their lanes pushed out and, you know, almost even up the structure count here.
Yep, they do have negative catapult pressure in the top lane, but the other two lanes are even and actually slightly in favor of FC Hong Kong, because for the most part, whenever you have even ones crashing, the one that is farther away seems to have a little bit more momentum going for it, I think. Obviously,
so.
Assuming that no one goes in and changes it. Heroes showing up will definitely change that math.
I mean, I'm not good at math, but I definitely agree with that. Heroes showing up does change it. And both teams going for camps. Look at them both invading each other's siege camps on opposite sides of the map. Both of them like, oh, we're so sneaky, but in reality, just trading siege camps here.
This is a really dumb joke, but I'm going to tell it anyway. One of my friends is actually really, really good at math, and she plays the Division, and I'm like, well, of course you do.
Yeah.
My little seed is on the verge of sprouting. Prepare to
I would have Sonya going down below, because that is a double camp pushing bottom, so Gio going to go ahead and get that taken care of. That does mean that there is a 5 versus 4 advantage for Hots Chads in this top lane.
And it looks like the spell armor quickly going down for FC Hong Kong, so, you know, they may have had a little bit of a boost from that, but probably smart of them to start backing out now, especially ahead of, you know, the next seed spawning. And it is in their favor. Geo can get there first. It's down close to bot lane, close to where Sonya is, so we'll see if either team decides to give this or, you know, tries to get 20 first.
Usually Sonya does not move that way, at least not right away.
No, but FC Hong Kong is moving down to take this seed. Looks like Hots Chads are opting to try and get 20, which they do. They pick up their 20 slightly ahead of FC Hong Kong.
But definitely not going to be an advantage to the next seed, because FC Hong Kong is going to pick up their... Sonya, where are you going? I was totally watching Sonya for the pickup of 20, and then Sonya just sort of, like, on her life away. I think it's a Kira talent.
Both teams with 20 now, though, so going up for this seed will be an even engage on both their parts. So I'll be interested to see how they handle this, because if FC Hong Kong manages to take this, they'll be up 2-0, and all they'll need is one more for another objective push.
So looking at things, we do have... Oh, actually, I can't talk right now. So we do have the light bomb engage going in. Sonya jumps in, but actually jumps in just after the bunker comes down, which does certainly, like, hurt her chances. There's the Ancestral coming out on the Sonya. Alile, very, very, very low, does get pulled out of danger, but not quite enough. Vala's danger is mobile danger.
Yeah, the Yi Commando one coming out just a little bit too late, so now the fight did go in favor of FC Hong Kong. They still have all 4 people. They used all their ults in that fight, but they are up. Hot's math. They're continuing to chase.
Yeah, it does look like Calatrix does remember there's a seed. Which
Like I said, this
that
does
sounds like I'm
not
making fun.
advantage.
I'm not. There's definitely been times I've been playing where we're just like, wait, the objective?
We've been on multiple maps where we're like, oh yeah, there's an objective. We should go do that. So yeah, definitely not making fun, calling ourselves out too in the process for sure. And we see Geo went back to core to push out top lane because like you said, negative catapult pressure there. So building that back out. And both teams looking like they're just moving towards getting camps and probably just trying to make sure they're in a good spot for the next seed spawn.
We do go ahead and have coming from the other. Actually, sorry, Vandroid. Yes, if you were here at the beginning of the stream, this is Born to Shine. She is my HOTS captain. Tonight, I get to not have to listen to what she says.
Tonight you are in charge, and I am just here for the ride.
In the stream, we have the captain streams, who is my other HOTS captain, but the captain rather than my captain.
Shouldn't you be
It looks like,
gathering
actually, okay, I like this. We actually have FC Hong Kong moving in and being like, we know you're going to go for the seed. We know that you can't give the seed up, so we're going to take advantage of the fact that we know that's what you're doing and go ahead and even up this top lane pressure.
Now structures are going to be even as well. They got a keep for a seed. I think that's a pretty good trade. You know, perfect backing out instead of sticking around. You know, they're putting themselves in a good spot here. Mid's getting a little bit of pressure, and it looks like they're moving down to clear that out. Camps up on both sides of the map. I'll be interested to see if the teams decide to go for those or... Oh, they're not clearing mid out.
Once again, both teams decide to take
Each other's camps.
I feel like this is the HOTS version of the hokey pokey. You take the other team's camp, you take... and you shake it all around.
I do kind of want to point out to both of these teams, like, guys, no one's actually getting more camps than anyone else here. Y'all are just trading them, so it's still even. Still even.
All right, Moidar does go show for a little bit. Geo is trying to clear this out. Tech is moving forward. Everyone else hiding inside the bushes.
Yeah, it looks like Hotstrads are definitely trying to set themselves up for a bush gank. May a little bit far forward, but rest of the team easily able to rotate in and back her up. We do see the ice wall come down. Muter's charging in on the rest of FC Hong Kong. Sonya leaping into the back line though for Hotstrads. Rat Bastard getting low. Although we do see, uses that teleport back to core last second. Eliel also getting burned down, but getting yeeted out in time by the Anduin. Tychus is actually the first to fall in this fight, making it a 5v4 in favor of FC Hong Kong. Continuing to chase across the map, but it looks like the rest of Hotshots is going to make it out okay and free up FC Hong Kong to get the seed and their second objective.
Yep, here they are pushing in, breaking the odds, making it 67% instead of 68. And Cap, we talked about this before. You don't have enough rocket bucks to make me play Chin again. If you look at my channel point redemptions, you will notice Make Me Play Chin is not one you can get with stick noodles.
Not available in the channel redemptions. So we do see FC Hong Kong pushing mid again. Top is still a little pushed out. Bot moving in as well though, and we're probably going to see at least one more keep go down here. And they might push to end, even though both teams have all 5 members up.
Yep, they're certainly going to be using that for pressure. We do go ahead and have Winner moving down. They're trying to go ahead and put themselves in position to pressure both the core and this bottom one, because they don't have to worry about top just yet. Although they might have to worry about middle. Okay, there goes the plant terror.
Yeah, mid does finally go down. Core shield still up, so no direct core damage yet, but there's still, you know, 2 like third health terrors coming in, both from top and bottom. Oh, and we do see the fear coming out. Splendid Daddy.
Oh my god!
Almost going down. That was an incredible ancestral from the Rhaegar, perfectly timed. Delisle once again getting pulled out, and really does not want Murden in some of these fights.
Gul'dan did not have his teleport out of danger button this time.
Nope, and he is the first to fall. You see Blaze having to back into core to try and regain some health, but I don't know that Hot Chads can save it at this point. The course seems to be going down pretty fast. The members of FC Hong Kong still fairly healthy, but
I know they actually are driving them back, and all the terrors are
Yeah.
down. Although, as I say that,
2 more members down, yeah, for Hot Chads. So I think FC Hong Kong with that has sealed the victory in game 1.
so here on Garden of Terror, we do have FC Hong Kong, a well-known centralized location for vast woodland areas.
Mhm.
And if you know, whenever I look at Hong Kong on the news, it's a rainforest. Looks like we're slightly ahead of the. There we are. I didn't get game results for the longest time. I'm like, I can't talk about them, but I can't see them.
Yeah.
But we do go ahead and have come in terms of damage. Splendid Daddy showing why they took that Vala, doing 101,000 damage over the course of the game, outpacing, doing more than a quarter more damage than Tychus, who was the top damager on Hot Chads with 73,000. Tessar coming in with 71. Oh, wow. Take a look at the healing numbers, since you are our healer.
I actually couldn't. It wasn't loading for me. I just saw zeros across the board, so I'm gonna have to wait until it pops up on stream here.
Oh,
but
boo earns. But yeah, so Jay Chisel not quite doubling Anduin's healing, but Jay Chisel has 147,000 healing compared to Anduin's 77,000. So that's... Now, that said, I... Actually, no, nope. I normally at this point I say, but you know what, when the top damage dealer is on the blue team, there's more to heal, but no, the top healer's on the red team, and the top damage dealer is also on the red team.
Yep.
So I can't even use that as my...
I mean, those are some impressive healing numbers on both sides, but yeah, like you said, the Rhaegar just kind of pulling away from the Anduin there with almost 150k healing.
Although, actually, I think what we can attribute that to is at least 3 times that game, I saw Clutch Ancestrals come out, and that's going to pad your healing numbers a lot, because that's probably like 2,000 just boom.
Yeah, I mean, the Ancestrals were on point there, and I don't even think a single one of them, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think a single one of them was a self-ancestral.
I don't think so, because I would have
think they were
definitely commented on it.
They were all to save their teammates. So Jay Tizzle, you a way more generous Rhaegar than I am, because I definitely choose to save myself over my teammates. They all know not to expect ancestrals from me.
Healer FK. Looking at the talents, we do go and have pretty standard build coming out of the Blaze. Obviously, I'm going to look at the offlaners. You do have the Adrenal Impact Incinerator for more clear power. Suppression Fire in order to try and control the damage that Tassar can do. You do have the Glomp build, as I lovingly refer to it as, with the 2 charge talents. And then looking at Sonya, again, pretty standard. Does take Giant Slammer, which surprises me a bit. Giant Slammer would be very, very good against the Murden and the Blaze, but it does mean Sonya's giving up some of her survivability. But Geo only died once, so I can't say that's the wrong call. Anything jumping out at you in terms of the healer talents?
No, I'm just kind of skimming over those. I mean, a lot of it looks like, what I typically take. I'm not seeing anything too out of the ordinary here. Nope. The upgraded Ancestral at 20, yeah. What did Anduin, did he end up taking Anduin did not take the upgraded Light Bomb at 20, which I like to see. I like to see Chastise at 20.
Yep, ended up taking Censure.
Oh, is that, yeah, the Censure. There we go.
But with that, I will see you all in game number 2. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Hopefully, Hots Jazz wins the next one, because I want to keep Born around for at least 3 games.
Casters always want to cast 3 games. It's more fun that way.
Absolutely. So, after these messages, we'll be right back.
out into the wild, indigenous child, surviving formidable trials. I stand in the rain, scanning the plains in pursuit of the villainous bile, who sent everything that I love into flame. Descent is my name, lamenting my claim. The whip of a bow, I'm perfecting my aim. Revolution the game. A brother to lead. The blood of the creed. The sting of the animus, they bring out the man in us. I'm the king of the kill, it's unanimous. I'm slitting your throat, red matches your coat. The brave and the free, they were banned with us. From NY to Boston, it's a beautiful world to be lost in. The snow of the frontier, we go to hunt here. Now the future is unclear. Fathers of freedom are found in the future. They fight in the face of the flames. So ready your bayonet, don't just stop praying. Yet my tomahawk has a land to reclaim. A brother to lead. The blood of the creed. A brother to lead. The blood of the creed. Musket, guns, and silver slivers. Justice runs in crimson rivers. Words of ancient truth we follow. Bleed these veins into tomorrow. Musket, guns, and silver slivers. Justice runs in crimson rivers. Words of ancient truth we follow. Bleed these veins into tomorrow. When winter comes, when life is frozen, when the moors they hide away under the snow, fingers of doom will clutch the chosen. All beasts will shiver from the lion to the crow. When winter comes, when times are starkest, when the wailing of the wolves fades with the sun, the wilds are numb, the days are darkest, the fates of many cease to rest on only one. Walls will not hold the winter over and underground. Walls will not hold the winter. All in the way will fall.
Hello, everyone. We are here for game number 2 between I always read this flipped. Hots Chads and FC Hong Kong.
I keep wanting to say Hot's dads because I've seen them before in NGS2 and I know these two are like sister teams, but I keep almost saying Hot's dads, so I'm sorry if at any point that slips out of my mouth.
It is funny. Before the team started, I actually did have to, or didn't have to, but I DM'd the captain of Hot's dads to make sure they were sister teams, and this wasn't like a make fun of another team, because every once in a while we have that.
Yeah. But
It's pretty rare. I said 90% of the time they're associated, but every once in a while.
and sadly we see Bright Wing ban first again and then Stukov.
Seems familiar.
Healers really getting targeted this time around.
And next we will see Samuro and Johanna.
Oh my goodness. Yep, So far, I mean, it's like deja vu.
But to be fair,
Same bands.
both, like, that was, okay, it does change up. But
Okay.
what we did have is that both teams were very much in a position where they could beat the other one. So whenever you have a really, really close game, it's not really unusual to be like, the bans weren't the problem, so we don't need to change what we did. But it looks like, actually, Hot Chats were like, okay, that Fala did 25% more damage than anyone else in the game. Get rid of it.
Even losing one of her Gambit stacks, you know, she was still able to put out the damage numbers to scare them into banning her. So that's, you know, she did her job as DPS.
I like Lyle coming out with the Rhaegar very early on, trying to take that away from, was that, Caltrax?
Jay Tizzle was the
Jay
Rhaegar
Tizzle?
last game. And interestingly enough, I thought Lyle was the Muradin last game, and now we see Codename Zero picking the Muradin up, but you know, maybe they'll swap towards the end of the at the end of the round here.
I do predict we will not have any healers banned in the second ban phase.
I think that's a pretty smart prediction. I'm gonna go with that too. I agree.
So I have definitely been in Storm League matches where they banned a healer. Well, if we already have a healer, what?
Yeah. Oh, Storm League. Falstad, good ban on this map just because of the global and the boss presence with Gust. So I like that ban a lot.
The real question at this point is, will we have Dahaka? Because Dahaka is the third global. Unless you start getting into like pseudo-globals like Abathur or Deathwing.
Well, let's see what the ban is. Because neither side has picked up their offlaner yet. Their bruiser, I should say. Because there will be 2 offlaners on this map again. Unless we see both teams just fighting in bot lane like we did last game and the offlaners double soaking. But you predicted it. There's the Dahaka ban. No globals for anyone this game.
When nobody has globals, no one does. Wait, that doesn't work as well.
When no one has globals, everybody wins. Except the global players. We're sad. Let us have our global presence.
I need a global ability in real life so that when I get into an awkward conversation, I can just, like, be in Australia.
Hunt is on.
Just disappear. We see Li Ming and Lunara picked up for Hots Chats.
See if we do go ahead and have, the... That was something that always made me mad. Because, like, you had in... I was a WoW player for a long time, and in WoW, mages had 3 talent trees. They had Arcane, Frost, and Fire. And you had Kel'Thas, which was the Fire Mage, and Jaina, that was the Frost Mage, and then we got an Arcane Mage from Diablo? And I'm just like, but...
But why?
Where will we end up this time?
Oh, so we see Lost Vikings as the last pick. So no Samuro, but Lost Vikings getting picked up here to hang out in each of those lanes.
So yeah, so that answers that. As to when we see double soaking, we may see triple soaking from one of the other.
Technically, yep, they'll be triple soaking. All right. So Geo picking up the Sonya again on the side of FC Hong Kong. I like that pick, especially now that the Anduin is on their side, so they can try and combo that Leap Light Bomb.
But let me go and get predictions up so you guys can just tell me who you think will win. No one had a prediction last time. What is wrong with you? Called out?
Yeah. Chat called out.
But yeah, I do worry a little bit. I feel like this is actually a really, really good setup because Sonya is really good because, I mean, the engage with the Leap Light Bomb will be very, very promising. But Sonya is going to end up laning into at 1 or maybe 2 Vikings if they're trying to double soak, but that's still going to be 4-man plus a Viking.
I mean, I think both teams have strong comps for this map. You know, you got the poke from the Junkrat, the poke from the Li Ming. You know, you have the lane presence from TLV on the one side, but then the engage potential on the other. So I can't wait to see, you know, what these teams do with their comps.
Okay, so 2 things. Number 1, Cap, you can officially never again give me crap for giving away secrets when you say that. And number 2, coming in from the blue side, we do have Hots Chads being represented by Moidar coming out on the Li Ming. We do go and have Hoppy Deer Bestier being played by Mimius. We do have Eliel coming out here on the Rhaegar. We are going to go ahead and have Mirrodin being played by Codename Zero Did Not Switch. And we also do have Eric the Swift being played by Rat-Based Toad, as well as Olaf the Stout being played by Rat-Based Toad, as well as... Oh, what is his name? Baylog the Fierce being played by Rat-Based Toad.
I see Hong Kong trying to get early push here up in top lane, and they did manage to take down a tower and get a kill in the process. So, all right, Rhaegar's the first to go down, and real quick we'll run through the FC Hong Kong roster. They pushed with Splendid Daddy on the Sylvanas, Alan Hicks on Joe, Gio playing Sonya once again, Calyrex on the Junkrat, and Anduin played by J Tizzle this time around.
Also, I was just gonna say, chat, well done. I called them out for no one betting. We have 3,500 snickerdoodles bet on this game right now. So they definitely made up for lost time.
They did, nice work. Captain out here telling me they're gonna play TLV, just trying to give me heart attacks as the team healer. Every time I see one of the little Vikings die, it's just gonna make me panic. Lyle already on the camp for Hots Chads, and we see Anduin and Junkrat doing the camp for FC Hong Kong. Both teams getting their camp out early-ish.
Wait, I just realized if Cap plays TLV, that means I get to be in the 4-man? It's beginning to look a lot like murder.
Murder.
You can tell I got excited because I actually sang a Christmas song and didn't realize what I was doing until afterwards.
Just singing, you know, a song from the best season, the best holiday. Sylvanas taking out another Viking top. We've seen at least 2 of them go down so far, so doesn't look like FC Hong Kong wants any of those shenanigans.
Yeah, FC Hong Kong definitely starting to move. They are actually amazingly outpacing their opponents in experience, and they've only actually gotten 1 kill, so most of it is just lane pressure. And to be able to get lane pressure, oh, Sylvanas might be in trouble though.
Yeah, Sylva a little far out in lane. I don't know that she's going to be able to avoid. Yep, she's trying to get a little bit more damage before she goes down underneath the other tower. She's gotten some good pressure going top, but I think her death probably about evens up the XP count for both these teams.
Yep, is moving into this objective. Now, it will not surprise me if we see the objective mostly ignored until one team gets level 7. That's what we see in a lot of games. It does look like we do have FC Hong Kong being like, you know what? We just need to have the lane pressure, so they're going down there. Rat-Based Toad and his one little Viking trying to hold this back.
Oh, taken out by the Junkrat bomb. And once again, FC Hong Kong just pushing that bot lane. They're out here like, nope, this is our favorite lane. And no matter what map we're on, we're going to get pressure going there. But I do like the strategy of getting like an early XP lead here. They're not giving TLV a chance to get lane pressure built up early on.
I very much agree. And at least on this map, it makes more sense because there is at least a boss on bottom lane. As opposed to like in Garden, it was just like, we just like this lane.
We do see Sylv in mid with Joe, but now rotating back up to top. 7's coming online slightly ahead of, or FC Hong Kong's level 7's coming online slightly ahead of Hots Chads, but they've got theirs now too, so I wonder if we'll see either of these teams start to move towards objective.
Alright, so we do go and have the camp being picked up right now for the side of FC Hong Kong. Trying to move out there. Sylv is pushing into the top lane. Obviously, Olaf, not very well known for his ability to kill Banshees. Van Helsing, he is not.
And Hostrad's taking the opportunity to push their camp in a little bit farther and get some lane pressure built up mid here on this for FC Hong Kong. Their camp's still alive though, and if they can get it pushed out a little bit, then Hotshots are going to have to deal with that before they can even think about objective. But Sylva's already taken out half of top fort. So the Viking, like you said, unable to take down a Banshee, and it looks like she might actually get that entire thing before Hotshots can rotate up and stop her.
So, random off-topic observation. Actually, well, okay. We've got 2 dwarves going down. Technically, the Lost Vikings are not dwarves, but they look like dwarves. But have you ever been in a situation where you got really, really annoyed at someone for something they didn't say?
I don't think so. I don't think I've been in that. Usually it's because of something they have said.
So I just, in my head, after the Van Helsing comment, I was like, how come there aren't any, like, people that are really famous for being able to, like, take down vampires, other than Van Helsing? And in my head, I heard you say, well, there is. His name's Jacob. And I'm like, God damn it!
This is what I get for posting Twilight memes in our Discord. But it looks like FC Hong Kong pushing in on the objective side because they're going to be first to 10 here. They're choosing to back out a little bit, but they should be able to re-engage shortly here once their 10s come online. Although Murden getting a good stun off on Joe, she does pop her unstop in time and is able to get out of there despite the Lunara damage. She will have to back, so I think by the time she gets back to her team, they can engage as 5. Both sides will have 10s online.
Okay, Dice, I will give you Buffy. Blade is famous for being a vampire. He does fight other vampires, but I don't think that really counts. Although, the one I thought of as soon as I said that is I forgot the Belmonts. How did I forget the Belmonts?
We did see Sonya use Leap here in this fight, but didn't connect on a target, I don't believe. So the Junkrat able to get interrupt though. That's why he's so good on this map. But,
I love how Born just disengaged from this conversation.
Well, I do want to bring it back to, the teams because fights and deaths are happening. One on each side here.
That is very fair. We shouldn't be catching game and completely ignoring the game. At least not without talking about food. Because apparently it's okay then.
FC Hong Kong able to take their objective back. 2-1 kills looks like. Anduin respawning right now. Hot strats. Murder better be careful, taking a lot of Sylve damage. Although FC Hong Kong is pretty low, and now that Li Ming is here, I think backing out was the smart choice. So they don't take an orb to the face.
I certainly agree. This is a little bit unfortunate because Li Ming is so good at defending the top turn. Oh, actually, yeah, we had Alan Hicks looking in there. Mimias does come in on the Hoppy Deer Bestier, trying to go ahead and take down the Anduin. But great job. Sonya goes ahead and puts a pair of boots into Li Ming's face.
That was a really good lead from Geo. Was able to get on top of Li Ming, and before she could teleport out of there, just able to take her out because she is a lot of the poke for the side of the Potschads.
Now we do have a rat-based Toad about to go ahead and take down top fort, equalize the pressure a little bit, but you know what? Pressure's about to get unequalized in about 4 seconds.
But still, that top lane is going to be even. 13s are going to be picked up a little bit ahead for the side of FC Hong Kong, so they'll have a slight advantage here going into this objective.
Oh, beautiful job by Alan. Alan ended up hitting with the flashlight a 10th of a second before the leap-in, and the leap-in is so much of Rhaegar's damage that if you can nullify that, it actually makes Rhaegar a lot less intimidating.
It can be frustrating as a Rhaegar player, for sure. Not that I would ever wolf fight into anything ahead of my tank, I always play smartly.
Hashtag seems legit.
Hashtag where's the lie. Top lane fairly pushed out, but Geo trying to make sure that they get some pressure built up there. Bot already down, and it looks like mid's going to be going down shortly here too. Sylve saving her structure turn off for the objective, which was smart. 3 members of FC Hong Kong going down. I guess one was a Viking, but still.
Well, but all 3 Vikings are down, so you know what? Totally counts.
Yep. A lot of pressure here from FC Hong Kong. They're building up on the first. Ooh, Memius goes down 2.
Yep, we do
They've
have
done a lot with this first objective.
Once again, the Sonya boots come down, and we end up with venison. Last time we ended up with Li Ming, and I don't think you can eat that, but you can definitely eat deer. It's not my fault she's edible.
Dude, I love venison. Do take out keep wall here in top lane, but then FC Hong Kong choosing to back out. Looks like they're going for top boss. Despite having pushed bot so hard and seeming to bot the best, they're going for top boss first now.
Well, I'm hearing FC Hong Kong is 2-timing right now.
taking out that top boss. They're gonna pick up their 16s a level ahead of Hotshots. They've been a little bit ahead for most of this game, despite Lost Vikings being on the side of Hotshots. So I mean, it seems like their strat was working. They got that early XP lead, and they've been able to maintain that for most of this game.
And now we do go and have FC Hong Kong moving towards the bottom. I thought they were going to like try and make it up to bottom boss, be like, no, you're the boss for us. It was just a little momentary indiscretion. We were on a break.
Yep, now they're going for bot boss. They've realized the error of their ways and gone back to bot boss. Cap and chat agreeing with us, saying I'd eat Lunara. Yep. We have a lot of Venison fans here, it seems. Okay, so double boss pickup right before the objective for FC Hong Kong. That's really good timing for them. Unfortunate timing for Hots Chads.
Yeah, I won a game 3. FC Hong Kong, can you like disconnect or something?
Oh no. We don't want to put that kind of energy out into the universe.
That's fair.
A bold invade by Hots Chads. They're down 16, invading the camp on the other side of the map. And ooh. Yep.
It looks like that did not end in well for them, especially because they're not really. I mean, they can't really defend boss, and they just lost one of their damage dealers.
Yeah, Lunar and Murden going down there. Murden did get booped over the wall back to the keep, but he was able to hop back over. But they, that was like sort of very aggressive invade when they were down 16s. I guess they were looking for something, some kind of momentum, trying to make something happen. But unfortunately, that did not work out in their favor.
Yep, and unfortunately at this point they're getting the boss down right about now, but they only have 25 seconds to get back up and deal with that. Now they will have their full 5 back, and they are on the same talent tier. So, but so much pressure mid, and
Yeah,
Splinda coming along and making it even worse.
They've got a lot. I mean, this game is still winnable, but they're going to have to play smartly here, stay alive, and defend against the objective as it pushes in on their keeps here. Lost Vikings just not able to get the type of lane pressure that they need to get them that XP advantage.
So here's the thing, I will always say this. I played Alliance when I played World of Warcraft, but I do have to admit the Wolf Riders are cooler than the Ram Riders.
Oh, and we see 3 more kills for FC Hong Kong. They've just decided to go for the engage in mid lane here, didn't even wait for the objective, and they were able to take out 3 members of Hots Chaz, putting themselves even closer to 20, and now pushing with the objective and Syl on mid keep, and it goes down pretty quickly.
Here's the thing I want to call out on. Vikings took play again. I am not convinced I've seen them actually be able to use it, because they keep losing all 3 Vikings all at once.
Yeah, they've been fighting together or sticking together for a lot of this later part of the game. So we do see Ancestral coming out. That was a self-ancestral, best ancestral. FC Hong Kong looking like they want to end here, and they got the core down a decent bit, but being forced to back out. All 3 keeps now down, all structures down.
But here comes 2 more coming in, and the keep is super low. I don't think they can defend this.
Nope.
That's me with the bold prediction as the keep goes down, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately for Hots Chads, they just weren't able, like I said, to get that pressure going at all. And then, those 3 deaths in mid lane right there at the end, prevented them from defending that second objective for FC Hong Kong. So again, that momentum, regained that momentum game 1 and just kept on going with it through game 2.
So, we'll talk about stats in just a second, but let me go try and set up an interview. We will be disagreeing from the call, unfortunately, because I can't go and join a voice channel to talk to them and also stay in this call.
It's all right. We'll manage. Somehow we'll manage.
So, I'm going to join lobby 2 in just a second.
Okay, and I will hop over and join you for our interview.
Da, 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 da. Just have to find lobby 2. All right. So we are in lobby 2. I don't know if anyone is joining us. I assume they probably will be. But while we actually wait, Jay Tizzle is in the call.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, we're doing very well, but how are you? How do you feel right now?
Feeling good. I thought the team really focused and we executed what we wanted to, and seemed like a pretty good night for us.
It certainly did. I'm going to start with game number 2 because it's still fresh in my memory. Were you guys expecting the Vikings to come out? Because it felt like you were very nonplussed by it, and you had you were actually getting ahead in experience early game, which is very weird against a Vikings comp.
Definitely did not foresee a Vikings pick. But once we were sort of in load screen, we talked about what they were going to look to do, and especially on that first objective, it seemed like they were really trying to delay us so the Vikings could be, doing Viking things while we were trying to, be around the objective and get ours back and things like that. But I think ultimately we did a good job of sort of, having a presence in the lanes and getting the XP, where we could afford to give those resources.
Yeah, I did very much notice that Splendid Eddie was kind of almost using the Viking comp against them, because they would push forward, kill off whatever Viking was in the lane with them because they can teleport, and then be like, okay, if you're going to try and put all 4 people in the far lane, I'm just going to push your stuff down fast as the Vikings can, and really force them to be like, oh crap, wait. So, well done there.
Yeah, Splendid did a really nice job sort of being like another offlaner for us to help us counter that a little bit. So that was good, for sure.
It was interesting. So, this is a little bit of a meme question, but we did notice in both Game 1 and Game 2, you guys were just obsessed with the bottom lane, and you just pushed the bottom lane for seemingly forever. Is that just a general strat you guys have, or was it just the way you happen to be standing?
I think what we've been trying to do is more or less take what the situation gives us. We if we notice people are in other lanes, then we have an opportunity to have bodies bot, or if we lose a person, and we can't get an objective, we'll go opposite of where they are. So maybe it's a good question. I'd have to go back and look and see if it was those types of situations or if we were just like hardcore focused on bot. But I think generally this season we've definitely been trying to take advantage of, hey, there's X number of players here, let's go opposite of that. And in this case, it must have been bot. I think.
Certainly makes sense.
And both of you also in that Game 1, both teams focused a lot on camps, which you kind of have to do on Garden, but we also noticed that y'all traded camps several times. Like, no one ever really got a lead. Like, we would see you guys invading one camp only to have Hots Chads invading your camp at the same time. So
yeah, I think that's
just funny there.
I think that's just tribute sort of to each team's kind of like map awareness of what was going on, and they didn't see where we were and saw like a camp pop, and they were like, oh, we could go here. And I think that's just kudos to both sides for sort of just understanding what's going on and going where the other team isn't and trying to get advantage somewhere.
Oh, the other question I have about Game 1 is that did you guys do anything specific? Because one of the things that I was very, very impressed with is that they got the first 3 seeds and pushed through your forts, and when you guys got your seed, I swear one of the plant terrors spawned at your core, and you still managed to push all the lanes enough to get all 3 forts by the end of that phase, which is not normal. Usually whenever you're having them spawn back, then some of them won't quite make it through. Did you do anything specific, or was it just you kept all of their attention so that the terrors were able to push through most of the entire map?
Yeah, I think we commented on that after the game that they had what we felt like was a pretty good lead early, and we just kind of did a good job of sticking to it, and there was a good call at one point where we decided to push a keep instead of go after a seed, and I think it was top. We took the top keep instead of trying to focus on seed, but definitely felt a little rough early, but we stuck to it and stuck with it. And I think we had a team that definitely, felt like we had some scaling heroes in there. I mean, I think Vala, does scale and maybe at the later point in the game when we got our seed, we were able to have a little bit better push, a little more safely, and I think we won a couple fights, at late in there, so they maybe didn't have as much pressure on us. So yeah, but definitely something that we noticed was going on for sure.
And then the last question I have, and I will preface this by saying you are allowed to answer it honestly. But why is your team called FC Hong Kong? Because I always like to hear the backstories behind team names.
I'm a newer member. I think this is maybe my second or third season. I think the reason is that it was Free Hong Kong, and I guess at some point there was somebody told us or told the team we had to change it to FC.
Oh, largely correct. It's one of those. It's one of the things that I certainly promote talking about, but hopefully I don't get in trouble, and I haven't yet. But yeah, there's a rule in NGS against naming things after like political things, and that was certainly a political issue at the time. From what I remember, it was largely named that after there was some controversy that happened in Hearthstone, where one of the players said "Free Hong Kong," and Blizzard didn't want to give them their prize money, and there was a complaint against that, but it was still related to an actual political event. So we were like, yeah, well, that's just not. But I also come around and be like, you can talk about what happened because I just do, and I've never gotten yelled at, so here's hoping.
Sure.
Rock of the Rebel.
Pretty much.
No problem.
Report me to headcaster, do it.
Oh, wait.
So, those are all my questions. Born, did you have anything you wanted to ask?
I think really for me, it's just like you guys managed to maintain the momentum through that second game really well. Because after Hot Chats got the first objective in game one, everything looked like it was going in their favor. They had all the lane pressure, all the map pressure. What was your guys' mindset going into that? That second half of the game there when you hadn't gotten an objective yet, and it looked like the game wasn't going in your favor. Like what was going through y'all's mind? Did you have a plan?
We've, like I said, we've sort of been really resilient. Definitely promoting this season. Sort of let's take what the map gives us or the other team gives us, and really being resilient and sticking to our guns, and knowing that, especially the types of heroes we're playing, like Rhaegar gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on with talents, and Vala gets stronger, and Gio's been playing a fantastic offlane this season, just really limiting offlane deaths and playing a very solid Sonya, and we had a good comp for that map with Cal on Tass, right, in that situation where there's a lot of chokes. So we knew that if we could hang in there a little bit and just get some picks here and there and just take the fights we want, we thought we had a good chance. And as the game went on, we scaled, and it seemed to work out for us.
Well, it certainly did.
Absolutely.
I suddenly just looked back and realized that my video has messed up, but maybe it's okay for you. This thing does this sometimes, and it frustrates me, but oh well. Doesn't really matter. Big congratulations. Let me just real quick look at where this does the standings. I should probably already know this, but I definitely don't. So it does look like, okay, so you guys actually, at least for the moment, have moved ahead of LTK No Time to Die in terms of the standings. And that was actually a really big win for you, because Hotch Chads was the third place team. So a 2-0 win certainly puts you up at the top. Do you guys think that you'll be able to stay above LTK, or are you going to be like going into playoffs expecting to be first or second?
I think it's kind of a one week at a time, one match at a time. Just we don't want to. I always want to promote sort of let's focus on this. Let's not talk about what's going on later. So I think that's sort of where we're at. It's just this was good. The other team was excellent tonight. Very good, very very tight matches, and it's just time to we'll go on to the next one and focus up on that one, and then the next one and the next one. I mean, definitely don't want to get ahead of ourselves for sure. We just need to continue working on what we've been doing all season and trying to improve on it.
Definitely makes sense. Although at the same time, come on, give me some drama, give me some clicks.
Maybe I'm not the drama guy, but no, but we've been having a good season for sure. This has been a lot of fun, and we've been, it's been a very successful season. We've always had fun together as a team, but this has been a successful season for us. So, look, I think we've made some roster changes and people in different roles, and feeling pretty good about how things are shaping up for us. So, we just got to keep it rolling.
Yeah, y'all played really, really well tonight, so
Absolutely.
definitely keep that going.
So, with that said, congratulations. I will turn it over to you for any shout outs you might want to give.
Yeah, definitely shout out to the other team for, the games tonight. Like I said, really, really tight games, and definitely had me on the edge of my seat a couple times with whether or not my Ancestrals were going to land in game one or not. Very, very tight battles. So, shout out to them. Shout out to you guys, obviously, for picking up the cast. It's a lot of fun, in the community to have these things go on. And then, obviously my team, the whole squad, shout out to those guys and for all the work we're putting in. And, Alan playing May. I love it. So,
Yeah, a whole about 20 days early.
Oh, right, exactly right. Yes. Yes.
Oh, Raka.
Yes.
I was hoping someone would catch on.
Took me a second.
But
Yeah, that's it.
well done. I will look forward to seeing you guys in playoffs. And Born, thank you for the gift sub.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys again. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yep, well played tonight.
Thank you.
So for everyone in chat right now, I am actually going to be doing a replaycast in just a second. Born, unfortunately, will not be sticking around, but Born, thank you for being here. Do you want to give any shout-outs to yourself or tell people what you're up to? I don't think you stream or anything, so I don't think you have anything to say here, but I want to give you the option.
No, I don't stream currently right now, but I'm, and I probably won't soon because I'm moving over the summer, but I'm hoping to maybe be able to get some kind of setup going eventually. So who knows, you might see me doing my own casting here, maybe next NGS season, and not just being a co-caster and showing up here to your stream, making you do all the work.
Translation, Born will get a better rig and better setup and cast about 5 games and be like, this is a lot of work. Raka, can you just...
All my money goes into captaining. All my time and money and effort, I should say.
But thank you for being here. I will let you go. Stream. The stream will go down for a little bit, and then we'll come back up with the replay cast, so look forward to that.
Also, I think, reminder from the captain in chat to pay out for the predictions, it looks like.
Fine. I don't know. I kind of just want to leave it there forever because Brad energy.
Big Brad energy. But good luck with your next cast, and I will catch you all later. Thanks for having me tonight.
Of course. See you next time, everyone.